Hey,
Ow now, brown cow.
yeah, we live now, man.
Oh, yeah, we're live. Okay.
Yeah, we're live now. Welcome to the Chase Shit Podcast with me, Chaz, and my friend and my
Joshua Davis. We haven't done this introduction yet, but it's been a while since we've done this.
yeah.
You know, but so I forget my own name, but I got my little boba tea right here because I don't have any coffee.
Yeah, I'm just drinking, some orange juice.
Yeah, you don't drink coffee, do you?
No. It tastes nasty.
That's strange.
Coffee is disgusting.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna
That's
pretend like I didn't hear that. But
that's
okay,
we
let's
gonna
move on.
already start. Why? How is that? Why you want to force coffee on somebody? Like,
There's no force. It's just a beautiful thing.
it's
I
not.
love it. I
What's
don't
so
drink
beautiful about it?
orange juice in the morning. I'm not 8 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm healthy. I like juice. You know what I'm saying? It's the only juice that I
Okay.
drink.
All right.
Wait, hold on. So coffee automatically makes you an adult. So if you don't drink coffee, you're not an adult.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That is awful.
Grow up.
Go. Anywho, before we just go off the rails, off this just non-drinking coffee, boba tea. You drinking boba tea? You're not drinking coffee. What are you talking about?
Hey, let's move on. We should move on.
Anywho, we're gonna just jump to it. Look at sources. Lillard wants to play with Ben Simmons. Will this trade work for the Blazers?
For the Blazers,
Yes.
absolutely. I think they need to make a change. The salaries kind of match up. I think CJ's getting paid around like 29, 30, right? And then Ben's getting paid 33. I think the Trailblazers would have to give up another player, plus maybe a draft pick or two. I think this was first offered by the Sixers in the beginning of the season, but it included, to my understanding, 6 draft picks and CJ, which was like outlandish. But the Trailblazers have recently gotten rid of their GM and got a new GM, right?
Interim
GM. Anyways, so this kind of refreshes the dialogue, and there's been news that Dame wants to play with Ben Simmons.
Yes.
Now, are those true? Are those rumors true? Who knows? Dame likes to deny allegations or like
deny
this all the time. And plus, he's like really close with CJ, and everyone knows that if Ben Simmons was going to get traded to the Trailblazers, that it would have to be CJ. Because unless there's a third team that got involved, in that point they can maybe deal Nurkic. But the Sixers are not interested in Nurkic. Like, why would they be? They have Joel Embiid, and they also have Drummond. Yeah. So
that's a good thing. The Blazers might want to keep him. I mean, at the end of the day, the Blazers need to make some moves. Right now, we all heard the stories and stuff like that people are blaming with Billups and stuff like that. For one, take Billups out of the equation. It is not. None of this is his fault. None of this is his staff's fault. Yeah. He's been there for 20-something games, 4 months. Yep. This is 10 years of bad planning, bad putting a squad together, a roster together. The thing is, their GM used to be the Clippers GM, and he put the whole bench squad together, and he did a good job with that, and then dipped when we were starting to get consistently in the playoffs and everything like that. Went to Portland. Now he didn't do anything over there because it was very easy to put a team together with the Clippers. You're saying, especially when Chris Paul was being the head of it. So there's a difference between players that just want to be a part of the team and want the GM to do all the work, which sometimes work, but sometimes you need to be the GM too. You need to walk in there like, hey, I want this player. I want this player. Lillard, I can feel that he doesn't do that. And finally realizing that, okay, now that I've committed 4 or 5 times that I don't want to leave the Blazers, now I'm going to be a GM too. Now I got to say stuff. Now I got to tell my agent to put out these rumors or whatever to say I want to play with Ben Simmons because CJ got to go, my guy. Sorry. You can be best friends. That happens. Lowry and DeRozan, they're best friends. They traded DeRozan. They're still best friends. It has nothing to do with the game of basketball. You want to win.
He won the championship.
He was a champion. You can't win with CJ and Ben it should be CJ plus another player and maybe one draft pick for Ben. Ben, if they're asking for more than that for Ben, they're doing too much because CJ is, if not as good as Ben, he's a better shooter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He
He's a
plays
potential
as good
all-star.
as defense. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're not losing anything when you switch these two players. So if they're asking for, like you said, 6 draft picks, that's just ridiculous. I don't know who they think Ben Simmons is, that he deserves to get a whole starting 5 of draft picks for him, plus the player. That's just ridiculous. I mean,
it's the best you're going to get.
It is.
So I would pull the trigger on that one. I think both teams benefit, and you get a great scorer coming over, which you need. You know, Joel Embiid needs more support with the offense over there with the Sixers. And then also the Blazers need help with defense. And, I mean, it solves both issues
things
on each team. So
leave my guy Chauncey alone, okay? Leave him alone. Chauncey, give him a chance. Give him a year or two. He's a good coach. I believe he can do it with the right squad. The squad that the Blazers have is not it. So we're going to get to our squads. You know, we didn't forget about the people that come in, listen for some Clippers and some news. Well, look, would you make a trade right now for anybody with your team?
Yes.
Who?
Trade Jalen Smith. We're not going to get shit for him, but at least get something like
that. Okay, hold on. We're not going to get shit for him, but we're going to get something. Don't know exactly what that is. Is that double negative or so?
No,
like,
I'm saying
positive.
We obviously have given up on Jalen Smith. So we're not going to get anything extravagant. We're not going to get anything extravagant, but at least like
you don't know who that is.
Tweeting up a deal. Like he's not like worthless. Like he still has some potential, and other teams that are rebuilding could potentially use him and bet on him to pan out. What I meant by that is that we're not going to be able to get much for him.
No,
but at least throw him in a package that can get us a veteran. You know, whether that's Jalen Smith and Nader. Would love to get rid of Nader. Sorry, Nader. Don't like how you play basketball. But like to maybe combine them together to get a veteran like a Thaddeus Young or, you know, someone ideally that is like in the power forward or small forward position. I would love for Cam Johnson to go from the 4 to the 3. I think he's a slightly undersized to play backup power forward. And, you know, I definitely want him in that 3 spot coming off the bench rather than the 4. So if we could somehow find a veteran power forward, that would be great.
Wow.
I'm done.
That was well thought out. You know, you very, very deep into the weeds with it. Oh, man, it's so.
I'm a Suns fanatic, my friend.
Yeah, I don't think they.
I know exactly what we need. I was preaching JaVale McGee last year. I was trying to get him when he was on the Nuggets and wasn't getting any minutes. But for some reason, we rolled with Saric. And I had so many Suns fans in my DM that were saying, oh, Saric is enough. He's going to be great. He's a great backup center. No. Stop it. He's not a great backup center. Ended up screwing us in the end because we were undersized. You know, I'm not saying that JaVale McGee would have gotten us the championship, but I'm saying that it would have been a better fight in the end. We wouldn't have been as undersized, and we would have been able to put up a good competition because we'd have had a decent backup center.
Right. And so, I think the road for the Clippers is starting to begin on if we're gonna make a trade or not. The starting of Luke Kennard last night against the Portland Trailblazers, his first time starting on the Clippers, and it's very, very. I mean, this season, and the reason being is like his plus and minus with Terrence Mann have been plus 20 for the first 12 games, and then last 12 games they've been like negative 12 playing together, so they had to split them up. I know Tyloo loves Terrence. I know Tyloo loves Luke. The only person that I know that can get traded right now that's pretty hot is the Marcus Morris and Eric Bledsoe.
Looking to trade your boy.
I mean, he's always a trade piece. He's not. It's just what it is. It's just life. He's just gonna be a trade piece for the rest of his career. Wherever he goes, somebody's gonna be trading for him or trading him.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. His contract lines up. He brings what he brings, and that's it. You know what it is.
A whole
It's
lot of
nothing
nothing.
new. But yeah, so for us, we don't have a lot of trade pieces. So I can't be like, oh, we got to trade this. But our I can see teams trying to come and get Brandon Boston Jr. because he's a rookie and he has potential. But what I've heard is that we love him in-house and we like how he's developing. He's starting to play more minutes on the floor, which means somebody else is losing minutes. So like the J Scrubs, the Coffees, all these guys that are sitting at the end of the bench are starting gonna be gone.
What position does he play?
Huh?
What position does he play?
He plays 3. Brandon Moss. Yeah. So he comes in usually with Paul and Reggie, and he comes in there and plays. Sometimes Paul plays a 3, he'll play a 2. It's one of the mixed bags type of things. It's like our smallest lineup, but it's not really small because Brandon Boston is pretty tall. You know what I'm saying? I think he's like 6'7". So it's not like as when I was thinking about it with the whole Blazers thing, I was like, I don't know if we have anybody that's really.
Yeah, you guys should try to trade Eric Bledsoe for a washer or a dryer. Honestly, a nice dryer. That'd be good.
I just don't see anybody trying to trade. I'm ignoring you because no one's
trying. You remember the semi-pro? Like when they traded someone for like a washer?
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, I can't see nobody. Yeah.
Honestly,
we don't have any. I mean, people are going to come after people, but we don't have like a big contract. We don't have an expiring contract, nothing like that for anybody really to be like, oh, we want to come. And I just think we're not a team that people want to trade it with. Simple as that. Like, we just don't. The only young talent we have is Brandon. We're not giving him up. We only talent that we have that might be a trade piece is the only person I can see people coming and get Marcus Morris Sr.
Yeah, and I don't know why you would want to trade Marcus.
We wouldn't. Not right now. He brings too much. He just, especially
so
right now.
Y'all are gonna stay put. Y'all are just gonna do what you do. Hopefully, I'll pray for Kawhi come back and just continue to persevere.
Oh yeah, he'll be back. So switch it up to the Lakers. They start 12-12, has them on track. They had a worst season in the franchise history. At the same time, outside, yesterday, they were taking down the Staples Center logo on the front. You know what I'm saying? For the first time. For me, the first time I had to drive by, probably since it was built, where I looked over off the 110 and it was no Staples Center. Like, it usually says Staples Center across it, gone. It was weird. Looking over the arena, just arena. No Staples Centers, no anything. And as somebody grew up here and dad is a architect and building inspector and things like that for the city of Los Angeles. So, I got to go into Staples Center. It's not like they're tearing down the Staples Center, but it's like it felt like that when I see it getting taken down. It just felt like that. But anywho, yeah. Do you think the Lakers, they're currently in 8th place right now? Do you think they make the playoffs? Are you still calling them a playoff team?
I mean, I've yet to. I don't know. There's no way that I'm betting against LeBron. With all my hatred of Lakers in mind,
same.
I still can't bet against LeBron James. I'm a basketball fan, and I actually know basketball. So if you know basketball and you're betting against LeBron, you don't know basketball.
Very true. Yeah.
But here's the thing: is that I think they're gonna sneak in. I think they're gonna be in the bottom portion, but eventually LeBron James is gonna be LeBron James, and I will say if for whatever reason they don't make the playoffs, say there's a major injury or something like that, I do know that LeBron is going to be very upset and he's going to turn into GM LeBron next year. So I think there's going to be some big changes.
He's getting he's counting down. Father time is right on his shoulder. He got it. This is to be the last GM job he has. Honestly, this is to be it. This will be the last time he really kind of can be the GM if he does. If they don't end the year how he wants and does it next year, because after that he's got to be worried about where he wants to do. Bronny, was playing in the Staples last crypto.com center this past weekend and had a great game. Everybody's starting to figure out like, okay, he's starting to take that step, which I've been telling people he will, because usually guys that play freshman and sophomore year on varsity are usually not the best guys, especially if they're playing at a big school like a Sierra Canyon. Most guys that are going to be, if you go to Sierra Canyon, it's unlikely you're good for. I mean, there's some guys that are good all 4 years, but those are like 1 in a million. I mean, Bronny, you know what I'm saying?
Sierra Canyon isn't that in the valley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a basketball family. So it is what it is. So he's done well. He's gonna get better. He's still got this year, next year, and I think he plays at least 1 year in college if LeBron wants him to, or just send him to the NBA Ignite. So which will be.
So he's got 2 years left or 3 years.
2 years left in high school.
So this year, one other year, and then another year, and then he's in the NBA potentially.
Yeah. So LeBron gonna be at least in year 22.
I think LeBron waits for him. I think just for the fact of the I don't know, the occurrence of that. I don't know. I feel like that's like a really big thing for LeBron to be able to play with his son somehow, or play in the same league as his son. So I think he sticks it out for 1 year. Was it 3 more years?
3, and if he's turning the corner how he is now, and he's better next year, averaging like 24 to 28 points his senior year, I think he's a solid. I think he's a good point guard. I think he's obviously.
Yeah, I think he'll make the NBA for sure.
I think he's a solid point guard. I think he can play. I mean, just how he plays the game, he plays like his dad. He's not as big as his dad and things like that, but he has the IQ. He has the point guard skills. He can dunk. He can do it. He can shoot.
He'll get a growth spurt for sure. I see that coming. Like LaMelo, like all of a sudden he came back and was like 6 inches taller. Like yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
And I don't know. If Haslam is still playing in the NBA, I think LeBron can stick around for another 3 years. Like that, his legs ain't even moving.
But Haslam had 2. I mean, but how many years did Haslam have where he was just sitting and we didn't know he was there? Like, you can tell. Man, he's still playing. Yeah. LeBron can't do that. There's no way LeBron can like sit. He has to play. People want to see him. So it's almost like he's got to like manage his playing time. He might have to get a little injury. I don't know.
I don't know. I think with how he takes care of his body, I think he could definitely do another 3 years.
Whew. That's a lot of pressure on your son. Like, hey man, I got 3 more years. You got to make it to the league.
Yeah, right.
You got 3 years to get to the league, because I just 22 seasons. That's crazy.
I think just from the sheer name, Bronny will get in the league, even if he's not even that good. Even if he's not better than the other competition, like they'll just get him just for the sake of, maybe LeBron, once he retires, he'll invest in our team if Bronny's playing for us, or something like that. It's like a business move.
I mean, you got to go to a trash team. Like, there's not what team.
Well, that's who's going to draft him anyways. If he's going to be a top 5, most likely he's going to be a trash team.
Who's going to be trashed?
OKC's going to be trash for the next decade. So Bronny, you might as well just get that OKC jersey lined up. You better pick a number, make sure it's reserved by the time you get there, because Sam Presti is going to be welcoming you with open arms.
No, he's going to be playing in Seattle, man. He's going to be playing in Seattle. He's going to be a Seattle Supersonic.
Yeah, I'd love Seattle to get another team.
Yeah, that's what I
said, to get back their team.
Yeah, right. So Vince Carter has the most seasons played, 22. So that'd be just another feat for LeBron to be. I played the longest, and obviously I think he needs those 3 seasons to beat Kareem's scoring record. And that brings up, Kareem. Kareem, tells LeBron that GOATs don't do the big ball dance. So if you have not seen, Kareem has this new like a little show that he does. I don't call it little. He's a tall guy. He's a big guy. There's
Yeah.
this new show that he has where he just hops on YouTube. He does like 3 topics, and one of them was about LeBron and his big ball dance. Shout out to Sam Cassell. And he's like, goats don't do dances like that. If you're a goat, we just, we score on folk and just walk off the court. We don't really have to do all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
The only extra stuff we know about MJ is, his after Craig Elo, he jumps up and down. Obviously, the extra stuff is like punching Steve Kerr, but like the extra stuff at the celebration, I think that was the jumping up and down. Same thing with did Kobe do the big ball? I think Kobe did the big ball thing too.
I don't know. I mean, Kareem, apples and oranges, my friend. I mean, mad respect for you, but you're just a different style player than LeBron, and you got to respect that people are different, and to say that what do you say, champions or big names don't do that, or goats don't do that? Okay, well, Michael Jordan, I mean, remember when he did the Mutombo thing where he closed his eyes during a free throw?
Yeah, LeBron did that and missed.
Yeah, he did do that and missed. But like the antics are there with MJ and all the other goats, so it's just let him be who he wants to be. Like, why do we always have to put people in a box? Like, LeBron can do the ball thing if he wants. It's just funny. Like, it's a new era. No need to tell LeBron how to act. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. But Kareem, you do your thing. He'll do his thing. I'm sure there was tons of people that told you how to act when you were in your during your career. So you would think that Kareem wouldn't do the same. But unfortunately not. Everyone has a podcast now, including us. So you got to make content. I get it.
Yeah, we're going to tell people how to do things.
Yeah, Kareem. Stop picking on my boy LeBron.
Yeah. So and it's not different because I remember when Steph Curry was one of the first people to shoot, turn around, and walk away. I remember the first time he did that, and people ridiculed Steph like, man, that's so extra, so unnecessary. Just watch the game. Da 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 da. You shouldn't be shooting and turning around. That's so much showboating.
If you can do it,
don't want players, NBA, NFL, MLB, to enjoy the game. They want. Right. I don't understand this thing. Show. Old players telling other players to be buttoned up, like home runs, don't celebrate like that. Touchdowns, no touchdown celebrations. That's so extra, so unnecessary. And now, big ball dance, turn around 3, shaking your finger at people. It's just so unnecessary.
It's a
get off my lawn. It's just so like these old players that do that get off my lawn type stuff. It's just played out. Like just enjoy the game. It's expanding. Yeah. It's getting better. It's more fun. Exciting.
It's fun. Let them talk shit. Let them showboat. It's a fun experience, and it just creates more attention and hype, and I love it. The thing that I don't like, where I can share a lot of people's reaction of like not enjoying how they do it, is when players are complaining to the refs constantly. Mm-hmm. That is something, and flopping. That is something that I'll like agree that this is okay. This is dumb. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, no flopping, no, always like chirping with the refs. That's just annoying. But the showboating, love it. Love like when Steph is shooting and turning around. It's just great.
Hey, man. Well, I'm on the opposite side of that. I think flopping, I think getting the calls, it's part of the game. Some people are really good at it. People suck. Some people talking. You got to grease up the ref a little bit. You got to talk. You got to say.
There's some room for that. But if it's every play, then it becomes more about the refs, because this is my problem with that, is that if you're complaining all the time and you're going back and forth, then it turns into, okay, what's the ego of the refs like? Because they're either going to call a technical on this guy, or it's just going to be about the ref show. And I don't watch basketball to watch how the refs go about regulating the game. I watch basketball.
Very important.
Basketball players play. Mm-hmm. It's not a ref show. It's a basketball show. So it's like I don't want to encourage the refs to get involved more. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't like all the bullshit complaining and the flopping, because it's just like drama. Just play the game. Let's play tough. This is my opinion.
Is it? I mean, that's why we're here, chasing chips. Thank y'all for listening and watching. You know what I'm saying?
Charles is after his opinion.
So, yeah, Steph Curry is 16 threes away from the record. Where do you think he breaks the record? Is Curry? Well, we'll get to the second question. If Curry is the best shooter of all time, I think that's a yes on my part and a yes on your part, correct?
Oh, of course.
Of course. So we can just scratch that question off. Just
Yeah.
make sure y'all know where we stand on that. Yes, he is. But does he break it in New York, or does he break it in Boston, or does he take some days off and come back home and break it against the Kings? He breaks it in the next 3 to 4 games. He's averaging. Yesterday he had 7. I mean, against the Magic, he had 7 threes. Andrew Wiggins went nuts and had 8 threes that game.
Yeah.
But it's like
he'll break it during the next
7-7-7. I think he breaks it in Madison Square Garden. I think that's just the perfect place to break it. You know, one of the top tier stadiums. So it's like, bro, just break it there because you're not gonna be at home.
Unless he just doesn't shoot threes.
Yeah,
for the next 5 games.
Yeah, for 5 games, he just says, even if he shoots 5 threes a game. For
6 games. So he would have to there's 6 games before they go home. They go home.
6 games.
They go home next. Their next game is at home. But obviously I'm not gonna say he's gonna get 18 threes. It's really ridiculous. I mean, he is amazing, but 18 threes.
Yeah. December.
After that, there's a 5-game gap until they go home again.
Oh yeah, he's not back to December 20th. So the date.
Just do it in Madison Square Gardens.
That's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So, he's got to do it there, and it'll be a sweet, easy break for them. We're going to get some quick news. The Bucks have won the last 10 out of 11. You know what I'm saying? 10 out of 11. Last 10 out of 11. They've 10 and I think they're 11-0, or I think 11-0 when the big 3 play.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the Bucks. Honestly, for y'all just like sleeping on the Bucks. What?
What'd you say? Say it again. Don't what on the Bucks?
Don't sleep on the Bucks.
Oh, okay. Just making sure you're awake this season. You know what I'm saying? Last season you were asleep.
What do you mean?
You didn't pick. Okay, here.
The season before. Remember because we had.
The Bucks won the championship last year. Correct.
Yeah, but the season before is when I was sleeping on them, when I was saying that they weren't good enough. But then they picked up Drew Holiday, and that kind of ignited their team, I think.
But you still picked the Nets to win the chip last year.
Yeah, of course, and they should have.
No, but they didn't.
No, they should have. If the Nets would have been healthy, they would have won.
No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear if they would have been healthy. You know what I'm saying? If I was a little bit taller, I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl with a crib. I would call her. So what? It does not matter. You have to.
Injuries do matter, though, for sure.
Huh?
Injuries do matter.
Oh, well, obviously, but they also matter if you're healthy. I mean, it has to be winning.
Whenever you're betting, you're not betting on a team to be injury plagued.
But when a team has a history of players that are always injury plagued,
what do you mean?
Don't you always have that in the back of your mind?
Was James Harden always injured in his career? Or was Kyrie Irving always injured in his career? Was Kevin Durant always injured in his career?
Yes. Kyrie's always injured. What?
Not really.
Yes.
Anyways, about
James Harden is trash in the playoffs. So the only person you trust is Kevin.
Playoffs?
Is he?
You're making some bold statements right now.
How many championship Rockets got?
Yeah, that's because.
Okay, all right.
Honestly, that's because
he is not good in the. James Harden is one of the best. He is the best season. He's a Peyton Manning. He's great in the season.
Yeah, but wait, who's the Sixers GM?
Daryl Morey.
Daryl Morey, yeah. Honestly, I think Daryl Morey kind of screwed over the Rockets a little bit because they were too bold with their lineups, man. Remember when PJ Tucker was the biggest guy they had, and they tried to go all small ball, and they got rid of Clint Capella. I think getting rid of Clint Capella was the stupidest thing they could have done. I didn't understand that at all. But anyways, we're not going to talk about the Rockets.
They didn't know.
I think Daryl Morey is I don't like how he manages teams. But
I disagree again because his teams were winning. Hey, all his teams he's a GM are winning. The Sixers are winning now without.
Yeah, but they're not constructed to win in the playoffs. There's no way if PJ Tucker is your biggest guy, there's no way you're winning in the playoffs.
At the time, it was the Warriors. Their biggest guy was Draymond Green most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
No,
the Looney.
They also had
Looney. Come on, man. We just had this conversation. Looney can be guarded by
JaVale McGee at that time.
They did, but it still was JaVale.
They had one. They had some.
He was
big
off
man.
the bench,
huh?
That was off the bench.
But they can adjust. Like the Rockets didn't have any big men.
But there's no having big men against during that time where small ball was prevalent. That was the thing. Having a small ball lineup was going to be on the court at the end. Yeah. That's what he was banking on.
I don't know.
The Warriors
The
Warriors were lucky enough to be a small ball lineup, but their best player, Kevin Durant, is 6'10". So that's this, you know what I'm saying? That's Capella can't go out and guard him.
I know. Well, I'm not saying that he has to. But I'm saying that PJ would have to guard Kevin Durant, but then who's going to guard their center? If JaVale McGee goes out there, then who is going to guard him?
I mean, the reason why they didn't keep Clint. Clint is the same thing as Clint was like a Rudy Gobert. He was getting exposed. You put a small ball lineup with Clint, and you're knocking down threes every time you come down, and what you're gonna come down and keep giving the ball to Clint Capella that's your response,
and that's fine.
Then
sit him if he's getting exposed, but at least have him in your lineup, or have like a good center in your lineup. Don't just like get rid of them and then don't replace them. That's the problem that the Rockets had, is that they had no replacement when they had.
The problem wasn't James Harden just not shooting poorly and not showing up the past few seasons in Houston. That was it. You know, or then one season when Chris Paul got hurt.
You're a James Harden hater. It's okay.
I'm not. I'm just telling you. What it is. You mad because I chose the Bucks and they won the chip. And you want to keep leaning on history and injuries.
Stop it, bro. I've already won so much money off you. I can't even.
What are you talking about?
All I know is the Clippers lost to the Suns. Oh, and by the way, so with RIP Staples Center, but let's backtrack a little bit. Who was the team who knocked y'all out during the playoffs? The last playoff series at Staples Center was the Suns beating the Lakers and the Suns beating the Clippers. Oh, that's beautiful. RIP Staples Center. You went down with a good fight, but we'll all remember what happened last.
Yeah, we all and we all came out the same at the end. You know, we all did not win the championship. So sit back, relax, calm down. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get no chip. We didn't get no chip.
Hey, we still chasing. Chip. We still chasing.
You know what I'm saying? We're still chasing chips. You know what I'm saying? But
look at us.
Beware the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Fear the deer. They coming. Yeah. I know the Nets are at the top of the East right now. Again. So and we have heard that Kyrie just is pretty much asking to be traded now. He looks like he's not going to be coming back at all, which makes no sense because that's why Kevin Durant went there in the first place. But we're not going to go down that lane.
Kyrie gets me pissed, bro.
And did you see him be posting some IG photos of like a lock around the head and some other portraits? You know,
he is so drama, bro. I'm so tired of him. It's like, bro, you chose to be here. What are you talking about? And now he wants to get traded. And honestly, good. Go away. Like, if I'm a Nets fan, like, I just can't wait to get rid of Kyrie. Like, I'll trade him for freaking cornhole game or, you know.
Okay, he's worth more than
a box of bottle caps or something.
That's the most Midwest thing you've ever said. He's so Midwest with the cornhole is the first thing to pop in your mind. I did not know what cornhole was until I went to Xavier. I was sitting like, what is this game these white folk are playing? Like, are we throwing bean bags into a hole? What is this?
I think it's better than the shoehorn game or what's it called? Like
yeah. I mean, that game was just
fun. I mean, it's what adults do when, you know, we're too old for beer pong now. So that's what we play.
Oh, too old for beer pong. Adults are too old for beer pong, but have to drink coffee. And when you're an adult, you play cornhole. I'm trying to get the like engulfed of the Midwest. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a fun game.
I mean,
Cornhole's fun. You know if cornhole's there, and if I ask you to play, you're gonna play, and I'm gonna whoop your ass.
I mean, yeah, you got the advantage of 20 years on me of playing cornhole.
20 years. I've been playing cornhole for 20 years. What do you think? Just because I'm white and from the Midwest, I've just all of a sudden start playing cornhole at 11 years old? I mean, actually, you're probably right.
Let's pause for a second to think about this.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm trying to tell you, that's not a thing out here. Like, I don't
like the Haslam of cornhole.
I honestly, it was not a thing. But you have Cade. You just traded for Cade on fantasy basketball, right?
Yeah, great trade, by the way.
Great trade.
Traded Will Barton for Cade Cunningham.
So I have to see, so now are you just a straight Cade guy, or do you, because I think you were a Jalen Green guy beginning of the season. So are you still going with Cade or Jalen?
That's a great question. But for me now, it's an easy answer. I think Cade Cunningham is going to be better, at least this year, than Jalen Green. I think Jalen Green still has to work on some things. I think he's very flashy. I think he's like good, and he'll give you some highlights and stuff. But he needs to figure out his jump shot and a little bit more consistency, because sometimes the shot selection is very YMCA-esque. He's just kind of like throwing out some crazy moves and praying. His shot just needs to be a little bit more consistent. With Cade Cunningham, I think he's built for the NBA. I mean, he's already a good size, and his size allows him to be more physical with players in the league right now. And he has a bunch of moves in his bag. Like he can drive, he can shoot. He needs to work on his three a little bit more. But overall, I think Cade Cunningham's just bigger, stronger, and more versatile than Jalen Green. Jalen Green needs to hit up In and Out, or what's in Houston. He needs to hit up some more fast food and just get a little bit more weight on him. He's tiny. He's very skinny.
Yes, and that's where it is. Every year we have in the draft usually top 4, top 3 guys that one guy is a hooper and one guy is a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? And as much people say, oh, Cade is a hooper too, I just think it's the same thing it was the same thing. I equated to last year with Anthony Edwards and LaMelo. LaMelo was just a little bit, his pace was a little bit better. He had, assist rate. He can shoot the ball a little bit better. Now, if he's a greatest shooter, no, but he was a little bit more. You can see the NBA was already kind of ingrained in how he played the game. His pacing was different. And you knew Anthony Edwards, freak athlete, can dunk on people, things like that. Shot wasn't where it needs to be. Yeah. But, Anthony Edwards went 1, Melo went 3. And here we are. Now they're both almost at the same. They're doing the same thing now. They're tit for tat. Anthony Edwards had a great summer working out and stepped up his game where we wanted him to step up, and he's got to a point. Now that's the same thing that has to happen for Jalen, because I think, like I say, I think Cade is a little bit more polished. I think he can get to the rack. He can hit the mid range. He can hit some threes if he's wide open, like most NBA players. But he has the tools that. It doesn't see that he doesn't have a big jump to where he needs to, like, oh man, he needs to really get in the gym. Like, I don't say that when I see Cade. I like, you gotta get in the gym to polish some things, you know what I'm saying? Fine-tune some things. Jalen needs to get in the gym. Like, he needs to learn how to
get bigger.
Not over. Had to learn how to just work on his jumper, learn how to just make little ins and outs in the jumper move. Because right now it's head down, straight to the basket, dunk. And flashy crossover, step back, shoot. Yeah, you're looking like a 2K player right now,
right?
And not a basketball player, which is, it's not a bad thing. But to have a plus a minus that's worse than the league and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I always thought Cade was supposed to be the number 1 pick, and he's showing why he's the number 1 pick of last year's draft.
Well, you're gonna see like similar to like John Morant, his route, to the NBA. Like his first year, he did good, but he wasn't extraordinary. He's still kind of adjusting and getting used to the style of play for being an undersized player. I think it's Jalen Green will fall in line with that slightly. I know the different players. I'm not comparing John Morant and Jalen Green. I'm just saying in regards to their body type, they're very like undersized, so you have to adjust to the NBA and either get bigger or, start understanding your spacing on the floor and how you go about that. Because you can't dunk on people like you
That's
can.
a great comparison.
Yeah.
That's a great comparison, though. That's a good one. Like if I said, hey man, this is who you need to go train with, John Morant, and so I'm saying, hey Jamin, go train with Ja. Like that's who you need to go. Go find Ja, see where he at over the summer, and train with him because y'all have the same type of body type, aggressiveness, and I think Ja's jumper was a lot better. Mid range. Now his 3-pointer's gotten better over the past 2 years, but yeah, I think that is definitely the way to go for him. They're both great players, but as of right now, Cade's the guy. He's hitting the right strides at the right time.
Right.
So we always have one question that we just have to ask. What do you think is the worst thing you can do on a basketball court? The reason why this came up is because Kelly Oubre, overtime tip, got the ball, driving, wide him layup, missed the layup. Just didn't hit the rim. I think personally missing a wide open layup is the worst thing you can do. I've seen it way too many times where it just ruins someone's psyche. At Xavier, the girls' basketball team, it was lead 8, about to go to the Final Four. This girl missed 2 layups.
Oh my god!
And she was on like suicide watch.
Oh man!
For like the next few days because it was very, very detrimental to
her psyche.
To her psyche to miss 2 layups. And those layups would have took us to the Final Four. Like,
oh my god!
It's something else. You know what I'm saying? That's just, especially if you lose by 2 points. So I feel like for me, it's missing a wide open layup.
For me, it's like getting dunked on. I think if you see someone coming and you try to like either take the charge or block them and you get just yammed on, and then you see yourself getting yammed on every highlight for the next like week, it's very depressing.
Very, I agree. I mean, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, because even your own teammates are probably showing you like, oh, look at this.
Ooh, at least I didn't get yammed on. Right. Oh man, they get dunked on probably in high school is probably worse than getting dunked on in any other level.
Kids are terrible.
Kids are
mean as fuck.
I used to, man, coaching. If someone got crossed up and shot on, and it happened like the second quarter, with like 3 minutes ago, and if we won by 15, the first joke in the locker room would be like, "Hey man, how your ankles feeling?" I'd be like, "Bro, we just won by 20." And I'm sitting there like, trying not to laugh, like they going in on somebody. It can be anyone on the team, the best player to the youngest player to the wackest player. If you get crossed over or dunked on or anything, or shot made in your face and pointed in high school, your team is ruthless. I mean, college, I feel like the team is like, hey, it happens, let's just big it up. Basketball, NBA is probably like jokes for like the first, might get a poster or two, especially if the team is good, then there's jokes. But if your team is bad, ain't nobody making no jokes. Like if you play with OKC, you get yammed on. I don't think anybody OKC making jokes like, hey man, you got yammed on. Hey bro, we suck. Shut up.
Lost 10 straight. Shut up.
They broke their streak now. They beat, like I said, they beat the Pistons.
Sam Presti, most overrated GM in the league. Whatever. I try to find some like odd and funny like news to talk about. Man uses lottery number from Dream to win 3.4 million jackpot. That's all I got for you today. Yeah, I guess that's cool. What about have you heard about Ennis Cancer and all this?
Ennis Cancer, Ennis Freedom, Cancer Freedom.
He's doing too much. I wouldn't say that like I don't really want to talk about it just because I'm not as caught up to speed with what's going on. There's too much to digest. But my conclusion after reading a few articles and kind of looking up a little bit what's going on, and it's Freedom or Enes Kanter, whatever the fuck your name is doing too much, man. I'm sorry. Like he's just like calling out like Jeremy Lin. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter and making like a social scene about it, about Enes Kanter, or about him like favoring the Chinese government or something, Jeremy Lin. And
he's coming after everybody right now.
Yeah, he's coming after everybody. And you're doing it on Twitter, and it's just, and then he's jumping on like Fox News and stuff like that. And he looks like a clout chaser. And if you got a problem with someone, like go talk about him in person. Like you can hit up Jeremy Lin. I'm sure you could find him. Like why are you making this whole scene about it? He's just doing too much. And I never liked Enes Kanter. He would always talk shit, and I always thought that he was terrible. Devin Booker would make fun of him, and he's like, ISO. He would ISO Enes Kanter all the time.
Why would he got no foot? His footwork is
no. Someone made a comment and it was like, how come these Fox News correspondents aren't telling Enes Kanter to shut up and dribble? And someone commented, it's because all the NBA teams have told him not to dribble. So I don't know. I just thought that was funny. But yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you once again for watching, listening to the Chasing Chips podcast.
Thanks, y'all.
We're going to start bringing in some guests. We're going to start bringing in some people that love their teams. And this is pretty much we wanted to go through this moment where we're going to bring in people that love their team. So if you love your team, drop a comment on the Twitter, drop a comment on YouTube. We can try to work you in one of these times. If you're a diehard, we need some diehards now. Don't come on here and be like, I've been a fan for 5 years, or I started being a fan when John Moran got there. Like, no, I need a Grizzly fan that was with Grind City with Tony Allen, even though he's in some deep duty right now. That's the wrong name.
Yeah, Mike Conley. Mike Conley Grizzlies.
Yeah. So, like, we need them deep fans. Yeah. You need to be 20 years in on your team.
Zach Randolph.
Like we're 20 years in on our teams, the good and the bad and the bad. And
so I got 3 teams lined up. We got a Nuggets fan.
Right.
We got a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. Oh, actually 4 teams. We got a Cleveland Cavaliers fan lined up. And we got a Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah. Man, I think
these are all fun teams, and can't wait to hear their side of the story.
Yeah, man. So once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching Chasing Chips. I am Charles.
And I'm Josh.
Have a good one. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. We'll see you later. Peace.